one time for the homie Sicksteen and yesterday's nothing.com. We definitely rocking with y'all.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Sicksteen, man. Yesterday's Nothing Radio. Back for another episode, man. Shout out to Cleveland. Shout out to the rest of the world. Everybody tuned in, listening, man. And we're actually doing a different kind of episode today. Talking to a poet, someone in the poetry field. My dude Maurice Bright. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, everybody.
All right, man. Thank you for choosing Yesterday's Nothing Radio as your platform to get your voice heard and get your works out there. And the first question I had for you, looking at your information, you told me you started doing poetry at 11. What made you begin at that age?
Well, man, I think a lot of people don't appreciate the power literature has in this world. You know, it gets a lot overlooked. People don't want to read books. People, they gravitate to the internet so much. When I was little, man,
Right.
written word was godlike to me. You know, it was so interesting. It was so enticing. To literally bring words alive on a piece of paper it's awesome, man. It's awesome to do, and that's what drove me to it at a young age. You know, I wanted to paint pictures with my words, pretty much.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. I can totally appreciate that being, a writer myself. And when you first started at 11 years old, what did you write about?
When I first started at 11 years old, believe it or not, dudes would pay me to write their chicks Valentine's Day, cards and so on and so forth, like that. So I would just tell them, tell me your eye color, tell me her hair, tell me what she likes, and I'm gonna put it in, in a liner for you. You can give it to her, you could just kick me like $10. It's just really whatever. But as far as my personal stuff, I would just write stuff about, I was young, so I was just writing stuff about the allure of love. I was a virgin at that time too, so pretty much my interpretation of what losing my virginity would be like, and so on, stuff like that.
Right, man. Okay, so you was really getting into it. About your business though, is that something you still do, like the Valentine's Day thing?
Oh no, I haven't done that in a minute. But I mean, if someone wanted to give me bread to do something like that, I happily oblige. But it's people never underestimate what I can do with my words. But same with I also run a fitness stuff too as well. And I've gotten accolades for that as well. I'm a pure writer, man. I can write about anything. You give me a subject, I can write about it. So if the dude was like, hey man, I want to pay you bread to write this for my girl. All right, man, just give me some basic stats on her and I'll put it together for you.
Word, man. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea for real. And with switching gears, I just want to get into some of your influences. It looks like you're a fan of Edgar Allan Poe. I wanted to see why did you, choose him as an inspiration?
Man, Edgar Allan Poe, that dude is a genius. Edgar Allan Poe, at a very young age, scared the shit out of me just off of words on a piece of paper, man.
Right.
I haven't looked at his work in a very long time, but the one about the raven and the one beating in the heart on the floor was exceptional, man. That was like
Right.
grade A literature, and I appreciate that at a young age. And a lot of people didn't see what he was trying to do with that, but because he had so many problems, that people don't look at the magnificence of his work. But he was a true genius, man. He was just really troubled.
Word. That's what's up then. Okay. So you named a couple of pieces. I was gonna also ask you, what are your favorite works of his?
My favorite what?
I'm sorry, your favorite, poetry pieces that Edgar Allan Poe made.
My favorite poetry pieces that Edgar Allan Poe would be I don't know particularly the titles. I'll be honest with you, because I heard them on an audio tape, and that's the first time I captured, the true essence of his work. But
Okay.
the one about the beating of the heart and the floor, it was so ominous, dude, and it draws you in so deep, and it literally has you in so deep. You're like, what the hell is that beating, dude? And
Right.
when you're in the classroom and you're youngin' and you're listening and shit like that, that stuff like that stays in your mind, stays in your cerebral. You can't get that out of your mind because you start thinking, how could a person just with a pen and a paper draw me in like that, scare the hell out of me, and keep it in my mind even after he's dead, even after I've heard it, so on and so forth. So it was a masterpiece.
Yeah, man. I can totally appreciate that. I think it's called The Telltale Heart because I read that one too. I like that one.
Yeah. I think it was that. But when you read it, I read it first and I heard it on the audio in school. Man, that junk is A lot of people don't appreciate that kind of literature, man.
I agree, man. And yeah, it is. It is very kind of scary, haunting piece. I totally agree. Switching gears, I was gonna ask you, does music play a part in your poetry at all?
Uh, Music plays a minimal part in my poetry because I don't want people interpreting my poetry as rap, you
Right,
know, because it's easy. I'm black and I have tattoos, so it could easily be confused amongst people who I don't tell people outright it's poetry.
right,
So I let music play a little part as far as, my recent work, Thematic. I released it. It's originally it's originally a poem, but I have an instrumental playing underneath. Just for, ominous effect for people who appreciate a decent instrumental and just to bring something else to the spoken word of it.
right, right. Okay, okay. And actually, that piece, for those listening, you can find the Matic on yesterdaysnothing.com because we did feature that, as an artist of the week feature. So go check that out. And next question I have for you, do you plan to make like a career out of poetry, or what do you plan to do with it?
I've looked into making a career out of poetry. It isn't as I would like it to be, but just like with my fitness writing, dude, I've been, making that into a career, and it's been going on for me. I have work coming in magazines in the coming months. So yeah, I'm fully committed to making my poetry a job of mine because, like I said, I'm purely a writer, man.
Yeah.
When all else fails, at the end of the night, I go in my room and I just write. I love writing. A lot of people don't like writing. A lot of people don't even like reading. I love feeding my mind. I love expressing myself on paper, and I love just growing daily. A lot of people don't have simple, appreciation like that. So of course, if God permits it to allow me to be supported by my poetry, I would love to do it as a job, and I even do it now without making any money for it. So I just do stuff because I like to. If money comes, that's all dandy. But I
Sure.
purely do things like that because it's my passion.
Yeah, man. Well, okay. Well, the next question I was going to ask is, let's just say, if like in a perfect world, like where would poetry take you if everything went according to your plan?
In a perfect world, I just thought about this the other day. In a perfect world, my poetry would put me, I would say, opening up for a big musician, just opening up, just reading my poetry to an arena full of people, over an instrumental, playing it out, having, people playing it out behind me with the theoretical surrounding of it all. And, to be able to travel and do that, be able to speak to people about poetry, be able to speak to people about appreciating simple literature in a time where electronics rule the world, where a time where technology is so advanced that people forget to go outside, people forget to talk to their loved ones, everyone forgets to eat their damn food before they take a picture of it. Stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, just keep it simple, man. Just.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. That'd be dope for real. So, only reason I said that is because I mean, it just sounds like anything is possible, and you have the right mindset, and you putting the work behind it. So, I mean, that could be upcoming in the future for you. The next question I wanted to ask was, looking at your poetry in 2014, like, do you have any upcoming plans for works to come out or anything?
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to. I've been thoroughly busy, so I haven't been able to make it to the studio to put out any new work as of currently. But I have a ton. I have books on books of poetry that I plan to go and cook with my boy Manuel, who made the beat to the original. He's
Okay.
the one who made the beat to the original, and I went to the studio and worked with him. I have tons of poetry that I connect with him, and I say, hey man, I want to lay this down. My next poetry is gonna be that's gonna be released. It's pretty much gonna be more on not as sadistic as Maddox, because if people listen to Maddox, then they would automatically think, what the hell's wrong with this guy? But that's just a character I created. This is far as that's the manifestation of how this world really is. People
Right.
people in this world are fucked up mentally, and you have to address it sometimes.
Right.
So it's just, just a manifestation of what I would think would be going on in the serial killer's mind, what would happen in the serial killer's home, stuff like that. But my poetry is going to start taking a lighter note. And then, I'll probably think I'm married to part two or what have you. This is the character I created. A lot of people have been telling me, oh, do a part two, do a part three, do this. Oh, you should do a full length music video for it, a full length You know, but I tell people I don't make music, so
Right.
I don't want my poetry to be titled a music video. I would just like it to be titled visual art. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to separate yourself, and I think you're doing a good job with that. My last question for you: where can people find your works online? Can they contact you? Let's say they want to listen to your poetry, they want to contact you to work with you, things like that.
If you want to listen to my if you want to contact me directly, I would say hit me up on Twitter at Maurice Bobby. Or if I put a lot of my poetry on my YouTube channel, which is Bright Poetry. You know, I have my piece of work, my first one, the Maddox, on there, but I'm going to start putting more and more. And if people just want to contact me, you can email me at smilemrbright@gmail.com. So, you know, if you want to contact me, let me know what you think about my poetry. Like I said, I love when people read my stuff, and I love even more when people give me insight about it. Hey, man, I think you should do this, I think you should do that. Because a lot of people mistake insight, helpful insight as criticism, you know?
Right.
A lot of people can't say, man, I think you should do this, I think you should do this. People are offended when people come on, don't tell me how to do this. You know,
Right.
Stop being so goddamn uptight, man. Listen to people, listen to the advice that they have to give you, filter out the good advice from the bad advice. You can clearly tell someone's talking shit and they're like, oh, you should trash it. Like, that kind of stuff is unnecessary, and that won't move me or deter me from anything I'm going to do.
That's
so,
good.
Yeah, I would love for people to read my stuff, and I would love for people to give me insight. Tell me if you like it, tell me if you don't like it, tell me what you want to read from me next, tell me what you don't want to read from me, and just connect with me. You know, I'm all for love all around the universe, man. We got to keep this thing going.
Yeah, man. Man, well, you heard it first, man. Maurice Bobby, man. Upcoming poet, man. Fitness guru, man. He's doing this thing in a lot of different lanes and avenues. So contact him. He's ready to work, man. Open for, the feedback. So, I'm glad, he chose Yesterday's Nothing for this interview because, I can tell he's very talented and motivated about what he does. And I wanted you guys to hear from him, where he came from, what he plans to do. So, if you like what you hear, check him out, and we can help him become, that poet that does stadium tours, like he said, right?
Yeah, and shout out to you, man. Shout out to Sicksteen. Shout out to Yesterday's Nothing. You know, I didn't know who the hell Sicksteen was, who the hell Yesterday's Nothing was a few months ago, but I stumbled upon it, and I'm glad I did, man. Dude's starting a movement over there that people in Cleveland, people in Ohio should just, come together and support, man. A lot of people don't like supporting because they don't want to be dick riders. Man, let that shit go. Support. Support. You keep supporting, man, because that's how people get ahead. That's how people make it, man.
Yeah.
Stop thinking it's too good to support, man. The dude has a movement going on. You know, I chose his platform to bring me up. This is my first ever interview on my poetry stuff. Like, come on, man. Everybody just support his movement primarily. You don't even have to listen or read my shit. Just support him primarily, man. He's cool people.
For real, man. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that, man. So, hey, it's Sicksteen. Yesterday's Nothing Radio, man. It's your boy Maurice Bobby, man. Be sure to go check him out. Very dope poet, very talented, overall individual. So, be sure to go contact him, like he said earlier. His work is also on yesterdaysnothing.com. So, hey, one more time, Sicksteen, Maurice Bobby. Yesterday's Nothing. We out here.